By 1940, Adolf Hitler had conquered most of Europe. Poland had fallen, France had collapsed, and Nazi armies had become the masters of the continent. Hitler now turned his eyes toward his final major enemy in Western Europe, United Kingdom. Hitler believed Britain would eventually panic and ask for peace, but he made a massive mistake. The British chose to fight instead of surrender. What followed became one of the most terrifying air wars in human history. Battle of Britain was not only a battle of aircraft. It was a war of cities, civilians, fear, and human willpower. Nazi Germany wanted to force Britain to its knees through the sky. Hitler's plan was simple. First, destroy the British Air Force, then launch an invasion across the English Channel. To achieve this, Luftwaffe sent hundreds of bombers and fighter planes into British airspace. German aircraft attacked radar stations, military bases, ports, and airfields. The skies were constantly filled with the sound of engines. Every day, people lived with the fear of death hanging above them. However, Hitler encountered something he did not expect. Royal Air Force was far more resilient than he imagined. British pilots, despite being outnumbered, continued to take off again and again to intercept German bombing formations. Britain's radar system became one of the most important factors of the war. German planes were detected before they even reached the coast. British fighters could then be directed to the right place at the right time. This technology shattered Hitler's dream of a quick victory. Weeks passed, yet the British Air Force refused to collapse. Hitler became furious. As a result, German strategy changed. Instead of focusing only on military targets, the Nazis began bombing cities directly. This marked the beginning of the terrifying period known as the Blitz. Especially London was bombed relentlessly night after night. German bombers filled the dark skies while air raid sirens screamed across the city. Families rushed into underground stations trying to survive. Children slept beneath the streets while parents waited in fear, unsure whether their homes would still exist by morning. The explosions could be heard from miles away. Entire districts burned in flames. Historic buildings, factories, homes, and streets were ripped apart by bombs. Thousands of civilians died. Tens of thousands of buildings were destroyed. Yet Hitler failed to understand one critical truth. The bombings did not break British morale. They made the British population even more determined. Winston Churchill constantly urged the nation to resist. British radio broadcasts continued despite the destruction, and people struggled to maintain hope in the middle of chaos. One of the most devastating attacks was the bombing of Coventry. The city of Coventry was nearly erased from the map. Churches, factories, and entire neighborhoods collapsed into rubble. The destruction was so severe that some German officers began using the phrase "to Coventry" as a term for total destruction. Hitler believed terror from the sky would force Britain into submission, but the war slowly turned against Germany. German bombers began suffering heavy losses. British fighters shot down increasing numbers of Luftwaffe aircraft, and experienced Nazi pilots were killed one after another. Germany was also unprepared for a long war of attrition. Fuel shortages, aircraft losses, and pilot casualties continued to rise. Meanwhile, Britain was beginning to receive increasing support from abroad. Hitler's greatest mistake was misunderstanding British determination. He believed that once London burned, the people would panic and surrender. Instead, Britain continued fighting. Even in bombed cities, life went on. Workers still tried to return to their jobs the next morning. Firefighters battled flames throughout the night. Rescue crews pulled children from beneath collapsed buildings. Hitler rained destruction from the sky, but he failed to achieve his ultimate objective. In the end, Nazi Germany never gained air superiority over Britain. Without control of the skies, a German invasion became impossible. Operation Sea Lion was never launched. This became one of Hitler's first major strategic defeats. The war would later grow even larger as Germany invaded the Soviet Union and the conflict spread across multiple fronts. Yet the air war above Britain became one of the turning points of World War II because it marked the first time Nazi Germany had truly been stopped. Hitler believed bombs alone could crush the spirit of a nation, but he was wrong. London burned, cities were destroyed, thousands died, yet Britain refused to surrender. The battle proved a terrifying truth to the world. Sometimes even endless fire falling from the sky is not enough to destroy a people's will to resist.